Ellen Currano is a paleoecologist who uses fossil plants to investigate the response of ancient forest ecosystems to environmental perturbations. She's the co-founder of the Bearded Lady Project, a media project and conversation on gender issues in the sciences set to premiere in January 2017. And Ignite is so great because you find out about projects that you didn't know existed. When I was telling some friends that I was hosting this thing, I kept hearing, oh my God, Ellen, the Bearded Lady Project, that's so cool, I love that thing, but I didn't know about it. So I Googled it last night, and wow, the buzz is justified. This is a project about women who are paleontologists and geologists. They're brilliant, they're driven, they're seriously badass, and every so often they wear beards. Big, rugged, sometimes accessorized beards that look outstanding on them. They do. So these women are changing the gendered face of science, opening doors for girls and women, and they are having fun doing it. So let us check our gender stereotypes at the door, and for our final speaker of the night, please give a big welcome to Ellen Currano for her talk, Fieldwork, Fossils, and Facial Hair.
All right, thank you so much, Peter. And I'll also add Bearded Lady Project has our own 5013C or whatever that number is. All right, let's go. I'm a paleontologist who studies ancient climate and how it affected plants and insects. So basically, I spend a lot of time looking at things that have been dead for millions of years. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that isn't dead, but really should be. Not this. This is where my story begins. I had a love of rocks so strong I threw tantrums when I couldn't take them out of national parks. At 5, I learned about dinosaurs, and I knew I had to be a paleontologist. That dream never died. I studied geology and paleontology in college and grad school and had an awesome time traveling the world, having adventures, and digging up fossils. And in part, those years were so great because I was surrounded by an incredible cohort of scientists who looked like me. Then in 2008, I got my first job as a professor. And slowly, I realized that I had too many pictures that looked like this. I was a minority, and I would endure mansplaining, sexual harassment, and endless "that's what she said" jokes. One night, I had dinner with my friend Lexi Marsh. Lexi's an aspiring filmmaker, and that's also a really male-dominated profession. We were sharing our frustration at not being taken seriously in our jobs. Was it because we had no facial hair? The underrepresentation and mistreatment of women in science has long been recognized, but we don't know what to do about it. In paleontology, if you don't fit this stereotype, you might not be taken seriously. And really, should this dude be taken more seriously than me? So after our dinner, Lexi emailed me and she said, "Can I come out in the field with you and stick a beard on your face and make a documentary?" Well, okay, sure, why not? The conventional things aren't working, so let's have our own cross-pollination of art and science and see what we can do. We recruited a third friend, photographer Kelsey Vance, to come out with us with her large format camera and take pictures of our bearded ladies of paleontology. The two of them came out in the field with me, and we did enough photographs and footage for a couple of trailers and a website. A year ago, September, we launched, and it was terrifying. I didn't know how people would respond. And actually, it was unbelievable. A colleague from Berkeley, which is a top 5 paleo school, invited our crew out and recruited 27 PhD scientists and students to don beards for our cause. One of those scientists said, "Can I bring my own mustache?" Well, of course. So it turns out that that mustache was what she wore in the Australian outback in the 1970s so she wouldn't get harassed while doing her fieldwork. Colleagues agreed to leave early for fieldwork and camp alone to accommodate our filming schedule. Others invited us along on field trips and so that we could film and photograph bearded professors of paleontology. And we got some funds to go to England, to the birthplace of Mary Anning, the mother of field paleontology, and film and document some of the women carrying on Anning's legacy and doing things that she would have never dreamed possible. As for our male colleagues, we've got our Beards for Bearded Ladies. Number one is Draper White, our director of photography, who's donated hundreds of hours because he believes in this cause. And this spring, we hit jackpot. Two of the biggest names in paleo joined us. Dr. Kay Berensmeyer has founded an entire field within paleontology, and Dr. Patricia Kelly is a national figure in the evolution versus creationism debate. I never intended to become the bearded face of women in paleontology. I just wanted to be a serious scientist. But I believed in my friends and their incredible ideas and in myself. So please, go check out our website, watch the trailers, follow us on social media, and come to our opening portrait exhibit, which will be here at the University of Wyoming in January. Feature film will follow. And until then, remember, there is incredible potential for diversity in science. If you see something that's hindering that diversity, please say something. It's going to take all of us to drive misogyny in science extinct. Thank you all.
Thanks, Ellen. Thank you, Laramie. I hope you have had a great time tonight listening to these fabulous people share their stories. Maybe you've made some new friends yourselves, and we'll have some good things to talk about later. I want to thank Shannon and Jason and the Wyoming Humanities Council one more time. And all our local sponsors tonight, whose names I've said a lot of times. The next best way we can support them and thank them is by taking advantage of the businesses and the services they've got to offer in this town. Thank you, Coal Creek and Sweet Melissa's, and for investing back in this town. Thank you all. Have a great night. Safe home.